Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sorry I'm Ignorant episode 1. I am so excited for this. I'm so excited to get this started. Finally, we're getting going. First episode today, my guest is Omar, an amazing keyboard player, an even better friend. Omar, care to introduce yourself?
What's up, my peoples? Thank you, Wavy, for having me. I'm so honored to be here today. Like Anthony said, my name is Omar, and thank you for having me, bro.
I've known this guy forever, and I'm just so happy to get this show going. Again, this show is meant to be educational for not just me, but for you people as well watching at home. And also hopefully gives you a little laugh, because I've been told I'm an entertainer. So let's put this to the test, right? Okay. Today, keyboard players. We're gonna have 3 questions from now on to the end of the end of whenever I'm done making this show. 3 questions. How'd you get started? What pushes you to keep going, and what's next? So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Omar, how did you get started playing the keyboard? What's your origin story?
Now, not a lot of people know this, and this is the first time I'm ever going to say this. So, all you that are tuning up, y'all better feel special. Y'all better grab some popcorn. The way that I started playing, so I started playing when I was about 15 years old, right? I am now 24 years old, so it's been a few years.
Wow.
Yeah. So the reason I started playing, so this is how it all started. So one time, all right, story time. Get ready. One
Let's go.
time I went. One time I went to Guitar Center with a friend of mine. He's a musician actually from our church. He plays guitar. We were going because he needed a few new strings. Hey, all right, cool, let's go. During that time, I wasn't really interested in music. I mean, I grew up in a background where literally my entire family, they're all musicians.
Right. I understand that
Uh,
100%, bro. My grandpa, he was a super musician, and then it's weird. The way my family is set up is weird because my
yeah,
grandpa was the musician. I got all my musical genes from him. So it's like it's weird. It skipped a generation because all my aunts and uncles, my grandpa's kids, have no musical talent whatsoever. It's all the grandkids.
right,
But it's weird. So growing
right,
up, like just like you, growing up, all my cousins they sang, play instruments, and I'm just there like, who wants to play Uno?
right. Exactly. Yo, and it's crazy because like if you look at all my past, like my grandparents, my great great grandparents,
Mhm.
they all played guitar. They all pretty much sang too. So it's like, obviously it runs in the family.
Right.
But that time, going back to my story, that time that I went to the store with my friend,
Mhm.
you know, I still wasn't interested in music. I mean, I did love music. I did play drums, but it was something like, it was like, yeah.
It's a casual thing.
But yeah, it was a casual thing. But it's crazy because when I went to the store with my friend around at keyboards,
Okay.
and then he started saying, look at the keyboards. And I'm like, okay, you know, what about them? He's like, I think you should buy a keyboard. And I'm like, bro, you're crazy. Like, I'm 15 years old. I'm still in school. And you really think I'm about to learn an instrument? And he was like, you never know. So, mind you, bro, when he told me that, were in front of me on sale for $80.
Dang, that's a cheap
For
one.
$80. And regular price was like what, 150? And
Yeah.
it was for $80, bro.
Dang.
So while we were there, he kept telling me, he's like, yo, bro, like just buy the keyboard. And we were having a debate, bro, like literally like almost an hour debate.
Mhm.
So long story short, my friend finally makes me buy the keyboard. And then I'm like, okay. when I was getting home, $100. I should have just bought food or clothes. But little did I know, man, was that through my friend, I was gonna start, you know, developing the talent that I had inside of me. You know,
Wow.
was able to learn throughout those years, from 15 years to now. You know, I've been able to learn, and that's how my life of being a keyboardist started, which is weird, all because of a
Wow.
friend that one day made me buy that keyboard. You never know what things are thrown at you in life. You don't know.
That's amazing, bro. Because it's kind of the same of how I started doing, getting into sound and engineering and all that.
Right.
Because one day I'm in church, I'm
Hmm.
just lounging around doing my thing, and it comes pastor. He's like, "Hey, I need you to go upstairs. The sound engineer, he wants to show you
Right.
something. He wants to talk to you." And I'm chilling at the water fountain. I'm posted up. I'm not doing anything. So I'm like, "Ugh, okay." So I go up there. I'm like, dude, this dude, he's just trying to, tembar el flow. He's just trying to mess up my thing. And then I go up
Yeah.
there. He's like, yo, sit down, shut up. I'm gonna teach you this soundboard. And I was like, okay. Sat down,
Joker.
and then it just went from there. I fell in love with it. It's crazy how God, puts those pieces together.
Exactly.
And like you don't see it
And
in that moment, but later down the line, looking back, it's like,
yeah,
wow, you are good. God is
yeah,
good.
go through that stage where you're trying to see what your purpose is. You're trying to see what's in store for you.
Right.
But we just got to be patient because, like that time, with me, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know what God was gonna do with me. I didn't know where He was gonna place me. Same thing with you. You started playing bass, and then you became that sound person. That props to Anthony. Everyone that's hearing me, if you guys need a sound guy, this is the guy to go to.
Man. I'm all right.
Nah, he's more than all right. He just doesn't want to say it.
That's true.
But
What pushes you to keep going? Because everyone has a passion, but not everyone has the drive to do that passion every day in and out. We're humans,
mhm,
so we get tired. We get weak. So,
right.
what pushes you when you're down in your lowest point, when you can't keep going anymore, when you don't want to keep going anymore? What pushes you to keep playing? What pushes you to keep learning?
I like what you said, that we become tired, and it's okay to feel tired. You know, Sometimes we have the mentality where as musicians, people see us as a high status.
Mm,
But as musicians, we become very weary. We become very tired, and that's normal. But personally, man, one of the things that keeps me pushing is the fact that how it all started.
mm,
How I wasn't a musician, and how God literally placed that person in my life to push me. And
mm,
I feel responsible because of that. But He used that person to say, "Look, buy this keyboard because this is what I want for you."
mm,
So that's one of the things that keeps me pushing, because I know that for a fact that's a calling, that God put in my life. And not only that, man, but you know, the fact of what music really does. If you look at what music really does, music is like a sense of feelings. When you play
mm.
music, you express how you feel pretty much too. If maybe you're feeling upset through there, you can express it through there, bro.
Right.
Like personally, coming out of the other sides, personally, that's how I express my feelings. Sometimes if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I'm feeling upset or even depressed, we go through different seasons. We can't lie. We got to be real. You know,
Right. Right. Right.
music is what helps me escape from those things. Music is what helps me escape. Music is what helps me to keep going.
Okay.
We have a few stories in the Bible where, um, music was used. It makes sense because whenever I play music, I feel so calm. It keeps
Right.
me
Yeah.
going forward, and and another thing that keeps me forward, bro, is seeing the people that look at you.
Mm,
I'm being an example to those people. You
mm,
don't know how many times I've had little kids that come up to me and say, "I admire you," bro, and that, to be honest, is the most nicest feeling ever.
that's
People, um, coming up to you and saying nice words like, "I admire what you do," "You're really blessing my life," "You're really awesome," I don't know. Those are the things that keep me pushing forward, because I see that, I'm not doing it because to please myself, but um, I'm being someone to admire. Like I'm being that example for people. And
awesome.
overall, I think that should always be, as persons, that should always be our goal. To be that example to people. Through our music, through the way we are. Um, and then who knows? Those people that are looking, that generation that's behind me, they're the ones that are going to go after me.
Right.
So
That's beautiful. Cause that's and it's so true. Cause you
I
really
was
don't
able to
know.
summarize it, but
Nah, you did it perfectly, bro. Because
yeah,
you really don't know whose life you're affecting. Because even
exactly.
I've said this before. I I got into music because I was influenced by somebody else, and now it's my turn to do the
Absolutely.
influencing.
Hmm.
So whenever I'm doing sound before Corona, I would always have some little kid with me because I
Yep.
want to pass down the knowledge. That's the point of teaching, is to pass down knowledge.
Yeah.
If you're not passing down any type of knowledge, then you're
Hmm.
holding back the next generation. So now once they come and they're all grown,
Absolutely.
you have to hold the blame and say, yeah, I'm part of the reason why you guys can't advance farther than us because I held back that knowledge.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
that's why I share it. That's It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Last segment. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying so far. We're gonna keep it going with one more segment. And what's next for you, Omar?
Personally, I've been able to take this time, and I've been able to analyze this a little bit more. And one of the things that I'm really trying to focus on for the next thing in my life is to better myself. Number one, as a person. You know,
Right.
what's next? Better myself, who I am spiritually in every area. But I can truly say that another thing that I'm really trying to push myself to is learning probably another few more instruments. Little by little.
Nice.
It's always good to know your instrument.
Hmm.
You're gonna have your personal instrument, but it's always good to have the knowledge of at least some other few instruments. Having the knowledge of that instrument, for example, bass, or guitar or something, I'm able to help them. So if I see them having issues, I could
Hmm.
just come up and be like, "Yo, man, just do this, do this, do this, and that." So
Nice.
that's one of the things that I'm really pushing myself. And it's a process. Actually taking producing classes now.
Ooh, producing music.
Is that yes, producing music.
Ah,
So that's something. Right, what I'm doing right now is I'm taking courses. I'm taking classes right now because it's not just about saying, oh, I want to produce a song, I want to make a song, let's start mixing, let's get this done.
it's not that
But
easy.
you got to learn that. You got to learn the aspects of, number one, songwriting. What is songwriting? How to get the instruments running. And what type of music goes with the music.
Yeah.
And then from there, you got to start learning how to run the programs, and all that stuff,
Such a hassle, man.
setting it up properly, all that good stuff. And then from there, you start recording. You start recording and you do all these cool stuff, and then you got to do the editing, which is the even most fun part. You know, so that's something that I'm learning because number one, it's something that I'm interested in. It's something that I enjoy,
Right.
And you never know, bro. You just got to prepare yourself. I'm doing it because you never know what the future holds, and it's always good to have that knowledge of producing.
Right. And
So
that's
yeah,
good.
man.
That's good because even trying it, taking that first step is more important than just sitting there and thinking about doing it. Because I've always been afraid of failure, which is why I've held back doing things so long. Like I could have done this show last month, but I've been afraid of failing. Having this show not do good or anything like
Mhm.
that. And it came to a point where you
Yeah.
got to realize it's better to fail and know that this won't go through than to move
Hmm.
on with the regret of knowing that you could have done it, or you could have is the
Yep.
word that irks me. I don't want to be living in a
Right.
could have life. I want to live in
Right.
a I've done it
Absolutely.
and I know what's best,
Yeah.
so this is
Eh,
why I'm starting this show, because this show right now. Like, look at my background. This jug is raggedy. I got my
Love
prison
that, yo.
mic. I got my Chewbacca. It's raggedy. My webcam is going in and out. But little by little, we're gonna be better. And just like you said, I don't know if this show is gonna go anywhere unless I do it first.
Absolutely. You never know until you try and you actually do it. You
Quote
know.
by Omar. Quoted Omar Retana.
Put it on Facebook. Put it on Facebook, y'all.
Oh man, well, Omar, thanks for coming on, bro. Love you and your family. Thank you again for coming on, bro. Spending some time with me.
Thank
I
you,
really
man, for
appreciate it.
having me, man. And hopefully I get to be here in the future. We'll be able to share a little bit more stuff. But thank you for having me, and shout out to everyone that's watching, all the musicians. Keep pushing, keep being strong.
Well, this has been another episode. Well, first episode of Sorry I'm Ignorant. Thank you for joining, everyone. If you are interested in being my interviewee, hit my DMs. Let me know what your passion is. Let me know what you're interested in, and then we'll get you on here. I've been Wavy. Have a good day.